Hello everyone, it's King here, and today we're getting into the woods. People usually avoid the forest because it's not a very helpful layer shifting event. In fact, in deep of the night, you don't want to see the forest. Now, what if I tell you that the forest is not so bad? It's actually useful. First of all, you get 6 major bosses here, and that means more runes or more rewards. You also have the usual legendary corpses hidden around the forest. But even having all that, people consider the forest difficult to navigate, so let's find some skips. And first I'm going to the birds because in the forest there is a power to locate in the form of a flower that you can only see on the map after completing the fort. But what if I tell you that we can skip the fort entirely? So the eastern bird will fly all the way over the forest, and that is a good chance to see the flower from out there. If you see it, you can reach the flower, there's no need to complete the fort. And there are only 3 locations where it can spawn. This would be the first one, the one closest to the sea, and it's really close, you can fall from the tree. Then you have the central one, which is really close to one of the possible day 2 circles. And lastly you have the southern flower, which is in that tree back there, and only that tree is there, there's nothing else in that area. So use this bird in order to see the flower and wiggle your way on top of it in order to claim the power. However, did you know that the bird that will fly close to the castle takes you directly to one of the flowers? It really does, you'll need to stay on the bird without touching any input at all. You will fall directly on top of the central flower. But there is more, if the flower is not there, you can already see the southern tree from here. And if you see a shine, you know you have to go there. But if you don't, you already guess where the power is. So your main concern is locating the flower as quickly as possible and then defeating as many bosses as humanly possible. Now let's get into bird manipulation. You can lure an enemy to the tree that is closest to the lake and then lock onto that enemy before taking the bird. Just make sure the enemy lines up with the tree in the background. By doing this, you can reach 2 of the flowers. And again, if you reach either the central or the southern flower and the power is not there, you can see the other one. So the path I recommend taking is always check the central flower, whether it has the power or not. Because it's surrounded by legendary corpses, that's one thing, and you can see the southern tree from there. And just by being here, you guess the power instantly. After that you have to take the power, but don't forget, there are many bosses to fight and limited time. So I recommend you ignore completely and entirely the Scarlet Rod, you even have flowers to heal it, and fight bosses. Fight bosses while you take the power, and while you come back to the circle. And if you come across any corpse that is resting in a weird position or looks very lonely, open it, it may have a legendary. I am sure there are more guides locating legendary corpses, but if you want me to make another, just tell me in the comments, I can make them up and then the video. Knowing all that, we are fully prepared to face the forest in a really quick fashion. And now it's time to get to the specific jumps and wall climbs. If you enter from the north, you can climb this wall to get through a guarded corpse that has a legendary. And by doing that, you get closer to one of the flower locations, so you may either take the power or discard this location, being ready to face bosses because this area is full of them. Around this area, if you see a fallen tree, you know you can run over it to get over the wall. And then you have a little wall climb that will allow you to keep going in a straight line, which saves a lot of time. If you are at the broken church that has a grace inside, there is a very little tree that you can climb in order to avoid going around. And if you don't want to climb the power at the north as intended, you can always go for the unreasonably difficult approach. This one is actually useful because enemies won't see you, but it's difficult, give it a try and you will see. And it's way faster than going around. Next to the central flower location, there's usually a boss arena that is high above the ground. Worry not, because there are 2 ways to climb this area. The first one using the fallen log, and the second one using the very same place but jumping over the wall, so use your favorite. Also, if you claim the power, don't jump off the tree because there is another one up here. Just follow the tree branches to the end and jump. Close to this area there's a sitting corpse that doesn't give legendaries, sadly, but you can climb the wall behind it. Still at the north, there's a big fallen tree that takes you directly to the fort, and even more, there's a rising branch that will let you climb it directly. If you come from the south instead, you have this hidden wall climb that will save you a lot of time. If you come to the fort instead of skipping it, know that you can climb both branches at the entrance. However, when I come to the fort, it's usually to visit the merchant instead. And finally, there's a very sneaky skip that is caused by the forest. So if you are at the castle mode, yes, the castle, there is this wall here that has been modified by the forest and you can just climb it to the 3 chests. That was everything I could find in the forest, for now. I guess the forest is not your preferred place for skips, but we got a few at least. And with this, we've reached the end of the series. We have covered the whole map. Every place has been researched for skips, and we have all the videos available in the playlist, so you can go watch the rest if you didn't. So, is this the end of the skips? Of course not. I will keep trying to discover every single jump, wall climb, shortcut, skip, bear manipulation, or even new mechanic, anything I can come up with. And I will turn all that into a video for you to see. For now, I will continue the Just Running series because I know some of you like it, but you can request new ideas for guides and I will try to make them for you. So this is not the end of me, you still have time to subscribe. Anyways, I hope you really enjoyed all the skips that have been covered, and I will see you in the next video.